In this video, we will be discussing the best resources to learn artificial intelligence / machine learning for trading. Stick around to the end to receive a free 7-day trial of a trading robot, which we offer here at Prosperity Algo Solutions. So I wanted to make this video as a few days ago, one of our clients was asking me where he could kind of go to learn the basics of machine learning in a trading context. And because there's lots of bad information out there, I wanted to maybe point people in a good direction to find what I would say are some of the diamonds in the rough. Because there's so much information on the subject, and there's so much general machine learning information that it can sometimes be hard to find sources which actually understand how to apply it to trading. Because almost everybody with like a general machine learning knowledge, or who has more of a general data science knowledge, at one point thinks like, it would be fantastic if I can use this in the stock market to make money. Naturally, it makes sense, right? But there are some nuances when you compare more general machine learning versus like financial machine learning. And you do need to kind of understand those nuances to be able to do it successfully. And the following resources, which I'll share, do a really good job at kind of breaking down what you need to pay attention for. So I'll start off here with books, which I would recommend everybody reads if they kind of want to get into this niche. The first one here I would consider the Bible of all things financial machine learning, which is the Advances in Financial Machine Learning by Dr. Marcos Lopez de Prado. And this is probably the best book on the topic, just because Mr. Lopez de Prado is a very world-famous institutional investor. He currently runs the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority's quantitative research group, so he really knows what he's doing. And why this book is so good is it actually applies machine learning in a very practical way. So it's quite a hefty read. There's a lot of math equations in there, but a lot of the concepts he teaches are groundbreaking, and he was one of the first pioneers to really apply machine learning to trading in a way that works. So he really took into account what you need to do not to overfit, what you have to do to make certain models kind of work in a very noisy context. And he understood all of that and invented a lot of the concepts to do that. So this is an amazing, amazing book, and would highly recommend. If you had to read any book, pick this one. The second one here is Machine Learning for Algorithmic Trading by Mr. Stefan Jansen. This book is more like an encyclopedia. It won't necessarily give you the world's greatest approach to trading, but it will teach you every single model. It will give you a huge overview, and some of which is good, some of which is perhaps not super applicable, but it's great as an encyclopedia because it will give you a very solid knowledge of pretty much every model that you could use in a trading context. So highly recommend. And the final one here is by Mr. Ernest Chen, and Ernie is really, he's kind of an institution in all things algorithmic trading from a retail context. So he's been doing this for a long time, really knows what he's talking about. And in this particular book, he also discusses very good applications of artificial intelligence, more so as a filter and in terms of kind of in a portfolio management context. And he actually started a company, Predict Now AI, off of this approach. So I would say this is also a pretty good book to read, as it shows you more how to use it as an additional layer on top of an existing technical analysis strategy. So these are probably the three books which I'd recommend that people kind of read in order to get an understanding of how AI and trading can work. Second of all, I'd really suggest that people do some courses on how these models work. So the books will probably teach you a little bit more about how to use them in a trading context specifically. But if you don't understand how machine learning models work, it's going to be pretty hard to apply them to trading. So what I'd recommend most people would do, is go to DataCamp and just do general machine learning courses on how to use tree-based models, how to use neural nets, the math behind neural nets, the math behind tree-based models, just to kind of have a high-level understanding of what it is you're actually doing. And it's very interactive, easy to use, and it will teach you the fundamentals, which you can then apply to trading. In terms of actual courses for machine learning and algorithmic trading, I'd recommend this one by Dr. Zayed Francis on Udemy. He's also a fellow YouTuber with the Code Trading channel. He's a very smart guy. And the reason why I like this course is he actually trades, and I believe his day job is like a machine learning professor. So he's able to bridge both worlds and teach it to you in a very, like, I took it more as a refresher, like over a year into my journey, but he does know what he's talking about. So even for beginners, it's a very digestible, pretty, very solid course. So it's cheap and cheerful, and you can definitely learn a lot from it. So would recommend. In terms of YouTube channels, kind of going back to code trading, he does make a few good videos on machine learning for trading, and I think his expertise is really in machine learning, so you can learn a lot from him there. Hudson and Thames, they make some really good, more research-oriented videos too. And these guys are almost disciples of Marcos Lopez de Prado, so they tend to put a spin on a lot of his content, but they make a lot of his concepts more digestible, which I found very helpful. And then Quantrio here is a younger gentleman, and he does a very similar thing, where effectively he takes a lot of the Marcos Lopez de Prado concepts and combines them with like MT5, as well as more like expert advisor and trading bot contexts. So also very good, very useful information. So really, if you combined all of this information together, you can get a pretty good overview of how machine learning works in an AI or in a trading context. So this is probably a good place to start. But kind of to wrap up here, I'd say the most important thing is really practice makes perfect. And like, I suppose before everything really clicked and you almost got an intuitive feel for it, I must have trained several hundred, if not thousand models. And you really have to do that to understand all the nuances behind training them. So like, for instance, how do you know if a model just looks overfit? How do you know, like, to tweak the hyperparameters such as the depth, the number of estimators, the criterion, to make it more robust? And really, like, I have found that it was really practice makes perfect. You had to train a bunch of terrible models which did not necessarily perform super well live in order to get to the fact where you kind of know what works. And so that's really what I would emphasize here. Yes, the theory, it's fantastic, and for ML, you really should know the theory, but you really also just have to train. So jump into it, start training models, see what you can do, and that's a really good place to start. So now just to kind of wrap up this video, if you guys are looking to try a expert advisor or a trading robot which uses AI, I'd highly recommend our Golden Missile EA, which we're currently offering a 7-day free trial of. This bot uses machine learning as a filter on top of an incredibly solid technical analysis strategy. Its performance is excellent, and yeah, would highly recommend. So you can jump over here to the link in the description and sign up for a 7-day free trial, and let me know how you like it. Take care and have yourselves a great day.